Okay, so this is Robert in his current state. And I really think that he needs more on his little puffballs, I don't know what you call them, on his legs, and probably more in his tail. I really don't like his face, but I think it's more that his ears maybe need longer hair or something. I'm not quite sure. But he's all yours. You can fix him up. I'm going to send you some black roving and also some of Rocky's hair, which is what the gray is, and you might want to just add some poodle hair to it and some needles. So with the roving, this black roving, if you try to pull it, it's stuck, it won't pull. So what you need to do is just take a bit and then pull, and then there you go, you have your bit. And then what I usually do is just pull, mix and match. And then I would say for his tail, if you wanted to add 2 inches to it, what you would do is you would double the length that you want. You're going to fold it in half, because when you do the felting, you're going to felt in the middle along here so that it folds up into what you want. So I'm going to sort of wreck them here just to give you an example. If I wanted to add more to his legs, I would put it there, and I would just, all you do is stab your needle in. Stab, 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 stab. Just keep stabbing. In his legs, actually there's wire everywhere. So there's a major wire up here in his nose and his head, and there's wires in his body, which I don't think you'll be able to feel. There's wires in his feet and up his legs. So be gentle when you're poking, and make sure you don't poke a wire. If you poke real hard and you hit a wire, you're actually going to break your needle. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing here is I've added that, and I'm just poking it in the middle, and then you can fold it over and you can poke some more. So that sort of added a section. So if you want these puffballs to be longer, just keep doing that, and then use your needle gently to kind of comb it out, if you want to call it that. Just keep adding until you have a lot, and then when you have enough, you can take your scissors and then you can trim it to where you want it to be. For me, I think his tail up here, I think it needs more, and I don't know about the way that I have this top knot. I don't think it's right. And even up on his head here, I don't know how you want to do that, but as you can see, you can take your needle and you can puff it, and then you can scissor it. If you wanted to add more to his ears down here, I would take the roving, like a hunk of roving like this, and then just stab it in. That's all you do. Tap, 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 tap. And you're stabbing in more and more. And then you can just take your needle and pull it down. And you can add layers and layers and layers. You could add 20 layers this way. And then once you have what you think you need, you can trim it how you want to trim it. And the same thing, if you're just combing, you're combing through very gently. If you pull hard through there, or you stick your needle in really deeply, it's just going to rip out the stuff that's already in there. So you would just do that, just comb it down, and then get it how long you want it. And like I say, I think his, I don't like his ears. Like, they look like I cut them off too short or something. I think if you continue to add more here, and then I don't know how you're going to fix this top knot, but you know how to do this. Like, you can do it on a dog. I don't groom poodles. I don't know how to make him look any better than I have. But same thing, if you want to fluff his body, you would just take the needle, and you would just tip away at it, fluff it up a bit. If you don't like how I have his nose, if you think it needs more detail, just take your needle and stab the hell out of it. Just stab, 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 and just watch what you're doing. The nose is glued on and the eyes are glued in, so they're not going to move. The only thing that's keeping this top knot the way that it is was I stabbed it along here. So if it's not out far enough, I would add more hair under here. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. I'm going to send them to you wrapped. So I would take my roving. I would add more hair above his eyes. Stab, stab, stab. It's a lot of stabbing. And then you would fold it over. And then if you wanted to make that line again, then you would stab along here. So if this isn't puffy enough for you, if you wanted it more out, just do the same thing I just did. Just add, and just, you can do little layers at a time. Like just do bit, bit, bit. If you do a whole bunch, then you're kind of stuck with what you got. And same thing, if this stuck out too far and you didn't like it, then you could just stab it in to make it tighter. So wherever you want it tight, just stab, and you can see here now it's making a definite line in the top of his head. And then the rest of the stuff, you're going to just fluff it up, and then you're going to trim it how you want to trim it. I hope that makes sense. But for me, I don't know. The ears, they aren't working. And I'm not familiar enough with this breed to make it work. But I think if you add more hair, maybe, I don't know how long the ears go on these guys. And just poke. Just poke, poke, poke. You can't hurt them. You can't wreck them. And watch your fingers. The needles are really sharp. But that's what I got. I can help you. We can FaceTime or something. I can help you if you have some questions or whatever. But hopefully you can make them work. The other thing too is if his ears are sticking out too far, like this, like he's got like wings, you can stab a little bit into his body to tuck them in so they're not flipping out like that. But you don't have to stab a lot to accomplish that. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully you like him. I mean, he's still a work in process, and I really had hoped that, I could sit with you and we could do it together, but I don't know when I'm ever going to see you. So here he is. He's yours. You fix him. Take care.